Okay, we'll amend it fast, okay? Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, look and see, do we have a quorum?
Yes, we do.
Okay, we do, if you recognize, we do have a quorum. Dr. Johnson, will you please give us the invocation? Followed by the pledge of allegiance.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this awesome day that you have given each and every one of us. We thank you for life, health, and for strength. We thank you for all the provision that you have provided on this day. We thank you, Lord God, for this county. We thank you for her leaders. We thank you for the members of council and those who are assembled here. We ask you to touch our hearts and our minds as we make decisions, that we think about the least of these and make decisions to improve the lives of the citizens of Marlboro County. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. Several of our council members had called and notified us that due to circumstances beyond their control, they was unable to attend tonight. But we do have an agenda, and we do have some things we need to take care of. We need to first and foremost approve the agenda, amended agenda. Everybody got a copy of the amended agenda in front of them?
Mr. Chairman, for one of the amendments for the resolution, for the ordinance, Mr. Parks would like to explain
No?
the amendment.
Okay.
The resolution provides for some additional authority for the county administrator to execute the lease and talk about that. I present that item to the agenda.
Okay. With that being said, can I get a motion to approve the amended agenda?
Discussion. Please tell me again what you're saying. Why is this going to be on the agenda? Is this going to be on the agenda tonight?
It's the same resolution that was submitted, but there was a revision to the resolution that was drafted by legal counsel to give the administrator some additional authority in executing the lease, because at the time when we sent the packet out, the lease terms weren't completely resolved.
I'm talking about ordinance number 871.
871?
Uh-huh. Do you have that on? I got, okay, forgive me. Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you. Forgive me, I got the wrong amended agenda. Forgive me.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion we approve the amended agenda as written.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any more discussion? Not hearing none, all in favor, show of hands. Unanimous. Approval of minutes, August 12th, 2025. Any changes or omission? Hearing none, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any discussion on August 12th, 2025? All in favor? Unanimous. August 26th, 2025, the call meeting. Any omission, addition, oversight? May I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is made and second. All in favor? Unanimous. September the 9th, 2025, regular meeting. Any omissions, additions? May I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Made and second. All in favor? Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous. September the 30th, the call meeting, 2025. Any omission, addition?
Move to approve. Second.
Motion been made and second. All in favor? Unanimous. Thank you, Ms. River, for getting all these minutes. We know there was a lot for you to handle. Two call meetings, two regular meetings. Presentation, anybody from the delegation is here, would like to say anything? Hearing none. Citizen request, we have one person, it's Wendy Woods.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Not gonna be for you long. Pass that on back. Good evening, you all. As you all know, I work at the PD Coalition Against Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault. Been there since 2020, but yesterday marks a new venture for me. The title is Resource Development, okay? Can anyone guess what resource development means?
Developing resources.
That's right. And one of the main resources that we have to develop is
Money.
there we go. The main resource. When we look at the services that we provide, we're nonprofit. We're nonprofit. Just put it like that, simple as that. And we are in several counties other than Marlboro. But it's very important. We have a chapter board in Marlboro County, and it's our goal. We have a goal, a fundraising goal, and a goal to raise funds for our county. You know, a lot of the social ills that are underlining social ills that happen in Marlboro County, you can relate it to domestic violence and sexual assault. So it is my new venture with the PD Coalition, since I've been on the direct services side, kind of like, direct services with the victims. I'm away from that now. And being away from that, it created a passion for me to say, we need these services. And it's going to take us working together, being creative, whether it be industry helping us, and whether it be grassroots as far as you guys. I have some envelopes here, and I'll leave some here. Whatever avenue that you can find in your way of, whether it's your church, whether it is industry, whether it's U.S. Council, if you can remember the PD Coalition. We're on 108 South Parsons Street. I gave you some guys some information as far as the different events that we have coming up. And thank you so much for attending and supporting the nice lemonade stand, as you all do for the county. Thank you so much. And it goes beyond the lemonade stand, okay? It goes beyond the lemonade stand. And we want you all to help us help our community, okay? That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Woods. Okay. Next on the agenda is executive session, discussion of contractual matter regarding an economic development issue, legal and personal issues. Okay, can I get a motion to go into executive session?
So moved. Second.
Okay, all in favor? Unanimous. We will wait for y'all for a few minutes or longer. out of executive session, no votes were taken, no action was done. Can I get a motion?
So move.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to come out of executive session. So be it. We'll go back into our agenda. Old business. Ordinance number 874. An ordinance authorizing and providing for the issuance and not exceeding $3 million Marlboro County, South Carolina Special Sources Revenue Bond Delta Project. Describing the form of the bond, limiting the payment of the bond solely from certain revenue derived from the payment of fees in lieu of taxes from designated multi-county parks located in Marlboro County, and pledging certain revenues for such payments, creating funds, certain funds, and provide for payment into such funds, and making other an agreement to, in connection with the foregoing, the entering into a certain covenant and agreement, and the execution and delivery of certain instrument relating to the issuance of a said bond and certain other matters related thereto. This is the third reading, amended.
Mr. Park, would you like to elaborate on this bond?
You have in your packet my write-up on this issuance of the $3 million in special source revenue bonds. As we previously stated, the issuance of the bonds will be utilized to make improvements required for an existing industry to lease the former Delta finishing plant. Those improvements include the addition of a 250,000 gallon water tank and sprinkling system to provide for fire suppression, modifications of the building to meet the industry's operational requirements, as well as adding additional office spaces and restrooms in the form of an addition, resurfacing the parking lot, and making needed roof and roof drain repairs. The financing structure is special purpose revenue bonds secured by dedicated revenue sources, which includes the pledging of these annual revenues as well as the fee in lieu payments the county receives from industries located in the county's multi-industrial projects. The staff recommendation here is to approve third reading of the ordinance as proposed. There's one minor change that our bond counsel has included, and that there's a sheet that you can see. It has to do with pledge and security interest, and I'll just read the one line that is one sentence that's included. Without limiting the foregoing and without a pledge thereof, the county will make payments with respect to the bond from any source of revenue available to the county that may lawfully be applied for such purpose, including without limitations the proceeds of the lease payments to the county with respect to industrial properties owned by the county and leased to users thereof.
What page is that, Mr. Clark?
That is actually page 7 in the document, and this was the page that was added to your packet.
So this page was not in the original
This
packet?
page was in there, but it was just a matter that there's that one line that is the one sentence that's been changed to basically expand the revenues that could be utilized to repay the bonds. That's all.
Did that go from just originally Morty County Industrial Park revenues to just any revenues?
Any
That
revenues.
was kind of the change.
That's true. Yes.
May I get a motion for the third reading?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any discussion, additional discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? It is unanimous. New business, resolution 102501, a resolution authorizing the lease of a portion of the Delta Plant site lease agreement amended.
Okay. Attached, you find the resolution 10-25-01, authorizing a lease to Crown Cork and Seal for the former Delta finishing plant. The lease, as attached, is currently under review by our attorneys, and agreed upon revisions will be addressed prior to executing. The lease is at a rate of $3.50 per square foot, which equates to $525,000 a year, and that initial term is 7 years. The county, as a condition of the lease, will make improvements, which include the items that we mentioned before, the fire suppression, the additions, and the various repairs to the structure. The work will, is ongoing, the cleanup and all, and the expectation is those improvements will be completed prior to June 30th of 2026. The beginning of the lease starts July 1 of 2026 and extends through June 30th of 2033, with options for renewal. Staff recommends the approval of the resolution 102501, authorizing the county administrator and clerk to execute the lease agreement. And the original resolution that was included in your packet was slightly revised by our legal counsel to expand particularly the authorization component for the county administrator to execute the lease.
There's three, county chair, county council chair, the clerk, and the county administrator. There's three
Excuse-
people, names on that.
Yes, there is
You just said
the
two.
county administrator and the clerk to execute the document.
Okay.
Now, this won't be active until we make the improvements to,
No, the lease will be active, but we won't actually receive any of the payments until the lease begins July 1st of '26. But this is, you're committing to the lease at this point in time by adopting the resolution.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we adopt resolution 102501 as stated.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Unanimous. Thank you, Mr. West.
Sir.
Appointment to boards and commission. You got any appointment to boards and commission?
I don't have an appointment, but I have a statement, sir. I wrote it down as far as, I want to ask that, that we request that we schedule a workshop to review our boards and commissions and have the administrator, and maybe the clerk, council, to make sure that we develop a form. We've had a couple of meetings, several people have come to me and said they would like to serve on some of the boards, and they're interested in county government, but we don't have a way for people to actively say that they want to be a part of county government. They don't want to necessarily run for office, but they want to be a part of some of the boards. And we don't have anything online like that. A lot of counties do. There's some type of application form, so anybody who's interested, they will have an opportunity to serve on the board. I did pull one or two out from other counties. I shared it earlier part of the year with the administrator, but we need to at least look at that, because people are asking about how can they serve. I know definitely several people have asked me how can they serve. So if we have people interested out there who want to be on some of these boards, where some of these some of the boards that we have are still 30-year people that stay on the board, but there are some people who really want to serve. And I just want to ask that we look at that and look at, review some of our boards again and get our ordinance and our boards up to date. That's all I'm asking.
Okay. You said you had an appointment, or you just made a statement?
I'm
You had no
just
appointment?
making a
Okay.
statement.
All right.
Thank you.
We got no bids, we got none of that. Reports on West Park.
You have in your packet a finance report for the first quarter of this fiscal year. General fund revenues for the 3 months ending September 30th, 2025 totaled $2,289,517 in comparison to $2,312,267 for the 3 months ending September 30th of 2024. General fund expenditures through September 30th, 2025 totaled $4,217,643 of a $16,442,894 budget, or 25.65% of budget year to date. General fund expenditures totaled $4,246,114 for the same 3 months ending September 30th of 24. In conclusion, both revenues and expenditures are slightly less than prior year. I think we're in a good position with the budget at this point during the year, and I'll continue to monitor and update this report and what impact that has on the budget going forward. Any questions about?
I do.
Certainly.
Since, and it's not your fault, it's committee, we haven't had a finance committee meeting since July. And we didn't have one in August, we didn't have one in September, nor in October. And I thank you for giving us the update, but this month's report, there's only a $2,500 savings from where we are from this time last year to where we are now with our revenue. I know you said it's slightly up, but $2,500 is, in my opinion, is not a lot of money. I
Right.
thank you for giving us a report, but I'm gonna let you get to the other revenues. But not having finance meetings to go over some detailed things, I'm not gonna get into any other thing on that yet, but I'll wait till you finish your report and then I'll make another comment.
Okay, all right, very good. I've got the report on cash balances as of September 30th, 2025. Of course, it's a 3-page report, and it, in first page includes general fund, proprietary funds, capital projects, and debt service funds. Page 2 is from the county's special revenue funds. On page 3 are cash balances for the county's fiduciary funds. Those fiduciary funds are held on behalf of county and other entities. Expectations are that balances will expand after property tax collection each year and will contract after those collections have taken place. Millage is levied in general fund, EMS, debt service, and rural fire. So of course, we'll see that infusion in January and February. In addition, fees on property tax and notices are collected for solid waste. So that gives you kind of an idea of what to anticipate. I'll continue to update, of course, this report each month.
May I make an observation,
Yes.
sir? No disrespect, but just check your date on our report. It says 2026, so just look
That's
at that.
one of the issues with the way our current system works. Whatever the fiscal year that we're in, it will identify the fiscal year as
The upcoming,
the June 30th of 2026. And so it, I don't like, I don't know if there's a way we can actually suppress that. We are gonna be doing a update to our accounting program. That's actually gonna begin in December. I really think the reporting is gonna be much better, with, the new, well, it'll actually be an extension of this existing system that we have.
Thank you, because I know you've mentioned that before, but I know it continues,
It
say,
continues to do that. Let me see if there's a way that we can, possibly change that, whether or not we can scan that and then edit it out with, like a Photoshop or something like that.
It's because when we put these reports online, it's gonna have the wrong year.
Yeah,
And so
well,
2026 it's gonna make it look like we got 2-year reports.
any of the financial statements we put online are actually the audited financial statements.
Okay.
So we don't, we do publish the check registers, for, each month, but we don't actually publish the revenues and expenditures.
Okay.
All right. And then the last report is our project reports, and there's been a fairly limited amount of activity in those reports. I don't know if you have any questions about those, but we have, of course, Fund 40 is our general obligation bond. 55 was the American Rescue Plan, which was completed. 70 is our Recreation Facilities Fund. We have 75 is the golf course. So anyway, those are some of the more significant numbers.
I have a question. It
Yes.
has to do with page 115
Okay,
and the irrigation system.
right.
Thus far, allocated was 825,000, is that correct?
That's correct.
And as of now, we've already used 818,000, leaving us right at about $6,800.
Yeah, I think that project is completed. So any of the amounts that have been charged to it in recent are really nominal amounts. So the irrigation system is complete for the golf
So you don't
course.
foresee any large,
No.
so I'm just looking now, that was set, when we look at some of the services that was done, 1224, so we don't need to expect, and then we're down to 825. We don't expect to see nothing in December
No, it'll
or
be,
January.
it looks like we've been paying $400 and $500 a pop possibly, but it'll be a nominal amount.
We're down to $6,800 with that.
That's correct, yes.
Mr. Paul, I know we discussed, at one point that, the last year audit report, there was some discrepancies and some things that we found to be, are we factoring those things in this year to make sure that the audit report reflects an accurate accounting of everything that's going on within the
Certainly,
county?
yes.
And the last page, 118,
Okay.
with the contingency with the cameras and all of those things, the total there is right at 2.6 million, is that right?
That's correct, 2,605,000, and we spent 2,587,000.
Leaving us with like $17,000.
That's correct.
So, question, do you foresee any of this being out, because there's a lot of other little things that hadn't been, that was just July of 2025. And any of these things, do you foresee any major expenses in any one of these categories?
I think we're basically done out at the golf course. I mean, the only thing that, we've got a little bit of kitchen renovation going on, and that's actually, we did get a separate $75,000 funding for that project.
So to follow up on the question that Dr. Johnson asked, the firm is working on the audit report as we
They
speak,
are.
right?
They are working, they were here the 30th of September, and they spent 4 days. They did, obviously testing as well as they're actually working on the report. You know, they're in the report phase at this point in time. And so we anticipate we'll have a draft sometime in December. Of course, we know that we have to have that report submitted by the end of December. I don't know whether we'll get it sooner than you know, the beginning of December, or whether it'll be closer to the end.
Usually you present that to us on in a council meeting this first.
The firm will present the report, typically will end up being at the January meeting.
But my question was last month, is it possible that we have an opportunity to sit down, because he asked, do we have any questions? We sit here and say, no, we don't. In one meeting, we don't have a chance to look through that book.
Well, one thing that we can certainly do is get that report out to you much sooner than, now, what we'll end up receiving it in a PDF. They typically don't issue an actual bound report until they
Right.
physically come. So that's one thing we could do, is we could receive it in the PDF, print it, and then, you know, if we need to see if we could arrange some type of workshop or something on that, that would be.
Yeah, even
I
if we
think
just
that
meet
would
with
be
the finance
fine.
committee with
Yes.
the
Yeah,
auditor,
that would be, yeah,
so we won't have to.
sure.
Thank you.
Okay, certainly, thank you.
Clyburn, go ahead.
Good evening. I only have a couple of quick items, after which I'll be glad to answer any questions from council members concerning anything. First of all, I do want to talk about the new Marlboro County downtown green space that we have. And it's almost completed, just needs some concrete ceiling. It's a beautiful space out there, right between the administration building and the courthouse. And just for everyone's information, it was paid from a USDA parking lot grant. So the parking lot grant that we had a little more left over, and also local accommodations tax, which is designated by state statute for image and tourism related expenses. So we didn't take anything from the general fund to do that. That was from the accommodations taxes, which is what it's supposed to be for, and for the USDA grant. So that was something that we, that council voted on, and we had that green space put there. And by the way, it has not been named, and we will look, you know, to council for guidance on naming that park or whatever you're gonna call it. So, and then the contractor did ask, because they were gonna put some things in there like how we're gonna name it. So that's something the council needs to go ahead and consider, and they can take it up next month. Also, Marlboro County will be sponsoring the football game this coming Friday against Dillon County. We'll do the pregame meal. The city of Bennettsville is doing the after-game meal. So, you know, every year we pick one game. We just haven't picked that game together, the city and the county. Also, I do want to mention that the economic development report, we will have one next month. We'll have some more information, and we'll give an economic development report. Mr. McNeil will be able to give that. I know it's pretty short, but I'm willing, whatever question you may have from the council.
I had, was on a call the other day, and, like I said, the person's not with EMS, but said it was taking a long time to hire EMS workers. Do you know, or said if we have a shortage of EMS workers, do you know if it takes a long time, or?
So we've
or
had,
something, I don't know, it's just,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
they hit me whenever you're out there in the middle of, you know, I don't go to many, but when I do, that's whenever they swamp.
oh yeah. So, you know, for years now, we've always been pretty short of EMS workers. You know, we've been about 6, 7, 8 short, and so it gets difficult sometimes to hire qualified EMS workers, and so we are working on that. We've been working on that for years now, and we sent out information. It's something that she sends out things on Indeed and also locally, and we try to get people to come in. There have been programs where students have you know, come from the high school and have had certain programs that they come in and do some shadowing in order to get people interested. So yes, that's an ongoing
They
problem.
were saying our process of hiring is taking a long time.
Like they're setting something
Say
in.
they get there, they get an interview, but the process of hiring or either not getting an interview or whatever is taking a long time. From the time they do it, maybe I don't know what the process is, but they said it could be up to 2 months before they're not hearing anything, and we still have vacancies. So I don't know what the process is or what the holdup is, but I mean, if it's a holdup, we need to have.
Yeah, and that's something
address it.
I'm happy to look into that. I'm happy to look into that with our EMS director and see if there's any issues that they may be having with the hiring
Okay.
process, but, do you have any input on that? Sure, come on.
In our hiring process, we undergo what we call an orientation period, meaning you may have your interview first. We will do your background check and do your drug test. That gives you another week window, which is like 5 to 7 days. After that, we set up orientation. And your orientation consists of you doing training, in-house training, and also ride-alongs prior to you being hired. Most people that we do hire for paramedics or EMTs are usually already employed somewhere else. And we try to, they're not leaving their jobs to go through orientation that may take 2 weeks to a month. We set that up based on their schedule and our trainers or our teachers, their schedule. And that may be where a little lapse of time comes in. But we try and make sure that we get everything done as quickly as possible, accommodating both the new hire and the current employee.
Okay. Yeah, so there's no holdup on hours there's no holdup on hours. Okay.
No.
I have a couple of questions.
Yes, ma'am.
One, I'm going to ask, today I attended a meeting in Columbia, and one of the things that came up was with the South Carolina Opioid Recovery Fund.
Yes.
They're going to have that application timeline open again December 15th. Are we prepared for that?
Yes, and I'll be
Used
meeting
all
with
our
Regina.
funds?
I'm sorry, I
The
couldn't hear.
funds that was allocated, so how have our funds been used?
So those funds are used according to what the sheriff department and because a lot of that goes to the sheriff department and then through the different programs there, and they've been used accordingly. And Regina, she does the grant management, so she watches over that and makes sure it's spent accordingly. Now, as far as reapplying, we would be ready to reapply on time, December 15th. We're well aware of those deadlines.
Do we get reports from, I know Trinity is the lead
Yes.
agency doing, and Sheriff Department is working in conjunction with them, but as a county, as a council, do we get reports
So-
on how that money is being allocated? Is it being effective? Are we reducing? Do we have any information from that regard?
So that's something we can ask both the sheriff and Trinity to come in and give a report on that. They keep most of the information, and they'll be able to come in and do a report, and they'll be glad to as well. I mean, they don't have anything to hide, so they'll be glad to come do a report on that.
We're not saying to have anything to hide, I just wanted to say that, because
Yeah.
most of the counties are also looking at the mental health aspects of this, and they're also looking at putting something in the schools. So I don't know how our monies are being used, but that was one thing I wanted to bring to the
Sure.
attention. I have a couple of points I want to ask you about, some follow-up. I want to refer to August 12th meeting, council meeting minutes on page 8. There was a motion made by Mr. Steen and second by Mr. Jackson to approve the request to add these things 2022, 2023, 2023, 24, 2024, 25, and 2025, 2026 minutes, budgets, and credit card statements to the website. Has that been done?
The 25 and 26, I'm going to speak about the credit card statements. 25, 26 is on the website. 24, 25 is almost completed, and then 23, 24 will be completed as well. We had to redact credit card numbers and stuff from those statements, so those are going up as we speak.
You do have the credit card numbers on there?
Well, we have to redact them from the statements. We can't put the credit
Right,
card
you
numbers
can't
on the
put it
statements.
online.
So
Okay.
that's the
Now
thing.
I'm thinking.
And what took long in the first place, we went to all the counties to see, how they did this, and there's not a single other county in South Carolina that actually, the government actually puts those. We'd be the first county to do that, and this is what this council voted on. So we're doing it, but yes, we didn't have any other guidance from any other counties on how to do that, and so we're putting it up though now.
Okay, concerning ordinance number 871,
Sure.
the employee policy procedure book, do you foresee the time of the public hearing and getting in the newspaper in
Yes.
15-day time? When do you
Yes.
expect
So
that?
the public hearing will be on the 13th. of November. We're gonna go ahead and advertise that. That'll be plenty of time, so we can not only put it in the newspaper, but put it in there the second week again, and then we'll have it on our website and on our social media. So we'll make sure that in all aspects that is put out there, that public hearing.
And concerning ordinance number 872, August 26th meeting, just an update, have you heard anything as far as, we sold the Marlboro Park Hospital, it's been 45 days, do you know whether we received the funds?
No, so we haven't sold the hospital. That ordinance was to authorize us that we can sell it. It
Okay.
wasn't sold right then. And so, after the authorization, as I, informed council, there's a time period for due diligence. And, that firm, they're waiting on environmentals, waiting on some different, surveying, because we're not giving away we're not selling the whole property. We're actually keeping some of it.
Okay.
And so there has to be cut out, and we have to do surveys. But once that's done, and they complete some due diligence, they'll be coming up here, having a meeting, or they'll be happy to come here and present and answer any questions after that.
I'm concerned about the check getting in the bank, that's what I'm concerned about.
Oh, I understand.
Funds.
I understand the funds. Well, just know, there's not going to be any transfer of property without any money. So that property hasn't been transferred or anything yet.
Okay,
They're still in a due diligence period. So there's not been any transaction.
okay.
Have we heard any updates from the city about the new schematics for the aquatic center?
Yes, I just got off the phone before I came to this meeting, and they have approved the new schematics. Everything's approved, and they've already alerted the engineers to go ahead and they will get that the land disturbance permit to them. So I look for them to probably start back this week coming up with actually doing some physical work back out there. So that did get approved. I got notified today of that. Any other questions?
Thank you, sir. Okay, recognition of council members, Ms. Lawson, we'll start with you first.
Thank you, sir. I want to thank every person, especially women in government, who participated in this breast cancer awareness month, along with domestic violence. But the women in government in Marlboro County, those from the city, from the county, the city, school board, former elected officials, participated, and thank you to Shauna if you were able to put some of those pictures online. I appreciate that very much. I'm not sure whether you got a chance to do that yet, but we had a good number of people who participated in that because we are aware that breast cancer is very prevalent in this area, especially Marlboro County. Whether you know it or not, the South Carolina Cancer Alliance person represented Ms. Squire and Ms. Nicole Nicholas. They would like that, I'm hoping that we can have them do a presentation as far as to tell how prevalent cancer is in Marlboro County. Lung cancer exceeds as #1, but breast cancer is right there. But guess what? Whether we know it or not, breast cancer has hit Marlboro County hard because a lot of men in our county have been diagnosed with breast cancer. So I just wanted to bring that to as a point of interest. And thank you, Ms. Wendy, for Wendy, I'm right, for the lemonade stand with Naya. And thank you for her continued effort to make that awareness. And I attended that, so I appreciate very much for having that. And I want to encourage the council that we make sure that we really look at our policies and ordinance. We do need to develop those, and I hope that's something we put on top priority so we can get our things together. Thank you for this opportunity, and I appreciate it.
You good? You good? I'm good. Boy, I tell you, this is good. All y'all look good.
I'm the one talking.
Yeah, you're not the only one talking. I'm gonna say a few words. Ms. Rivers, first chance you get, will you send everybody a copy of, their board members in each district? Make sure they get a copy of it. Then we'll get together, we'll try to set up a call meeting or a workshop, a combination of both, so we can go over some ideas that you had. Mr. West, thank you for your report. And on a brighter side, Thursday is my birthday, so happy birthday to me. Y'all wanna sing happy birthday to me, y'all feel quite welcome. Yes, ma'am.
I do want to let you know it take me a little while to get those out because I'm not full force back.
We got time, we don't need a 48 hours, maybe 72 hours, but not 48. But y'all wanna say happy birthday to me, that'd be fine. Miss Mary Adams, her birthday is on October 31st. I don't think nobody else in October, I believe. Just me and you, Mary. All right, can I get a motion? Can I get a second? Motion made a second. Y'all have a good evening.